The Falcons have a new head coach. According to Adam Schefter of ESPN, the Atlanta Falcons are planning to hire Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris as their new head coach.
Holy crap. Wow.
No one's going to hire Bill.
Wow.
Old.
Like if you had told me Slowick, and I don't know, can they even announce? Oh, no, they're out now. So, like, if you had told me Slowick, I would say, okay, well, that's sort of one of the hot, young offensive. Raheem Morris?
Raheem Morris.
What?
Bill out on the street.
I mean, they interviewed Bill twice. They interviewed Vrabel twice.
They interviewed Slowick twice.
They interviewed Slowick twice. They interviewed Harbaugh, right?
Just once, and he told him no thanks in the second one because he was taking the Charger job.
I mean, boy, there are a lot of interviews just to come home with Raheem Morris. So, there you go. Take that one off the board for
Wow,
Belichick.
talk about a blow to Bill's ego.
Unless he's got something in his back pocket.
Buffalo.
Lint.
What if he's got
Kansas City.
Patrick Mahomes in his back pocket?
I mean, I'll do it to play along with the show. He ain't getting a
Kansas
job. He's done.
This is why, again, he
You don't have to play along. If you don't think he's getting a job, you don't think he's getting a job. That's okay.
No, look, I don't know if he's getting one or
No, I'm
he
not
isn't.
talking to Murray.
I think all bets are on the. I think all bets are on. I mean, all potential.
I know what
outcomes
you're
are on
trying
the
to
table.
say. Everything's on the table.
Yes, everything's on the table, and this is also why I think that the Patriots might have offered jobs to Bill's kids because Bill wondered if he wasn't going to get a job, he wouldn't be able to take him. Wow, Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick.
Okay, do you think that's straight up?
Well,
If
no.
Bill Belichick...
Bill's more money. Bill's
No, right.
more
If-
complicated.
If Bill said to Arthur Blank, you can hire me on the exact same terms you're hiring Raheem Morris, meaning I don't run personnel, I don't blow anyone out of your building, there's going to be someone else who runs the offense, I'm just here to be head coach and charge of defense. You think Arthur Blank's still taking Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick?
Probably not.
So I think Bill prices himself out. I don't know, but I would like to think.
Oh, yeah. No.
So
Sorry,
anyway,
I thought you were going to kill going.
No, that's it. There you go. All right, so Bill, Atlanta, take that off the list for Bill Belichick. The Kansas City thing remains alive. That's all I'm concerned with. Am I crazy to think that the Chiefs would want Bill Belichick when no one in the league seems to want Bill Belichick? Is that Adam Schefter just doing more baggage carrying, water carrying for Bill?
Yes.
Because Bill's not getting any action? Is everyone passing up Bill Belichick, or is he telling him no thanks because he knows he's got the Chiefs in the back pocket, Murray? What do you think's happening?
I think people are passing on him. I mean, when he went out there, I, too, thought like he was going to be a hot commodity for some of these teams. And these teams are hiring guys that most fans have never heard of and didn't even interview Bill Belichick. And Dave Canales. Who's Dave Canales?
Dave Canales.
He's now the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. When a couple of months ago, people assumed like, oh, that'd be an opening because they got rid of Frank Reich mid-season. It's like maybe Bill goes there and he gets to be the king of the castle in Carolina, work for that nut owner. But they'd give him all the power there. That guy wants a name. He'd hire Belichick. Something called Dave Canales.
Dave Canales,
who turned around Baker Mayfield's career for like a year. Like, what the hell do we know about that guy? He got the job. They never even had any interest in Bill Belichick.
Is that because he told them, don't bother, I've got something in my back pocket?
No, it's because he's old and washed, and maybe teams have been paying closer attention over the last 4 years and said, this guy sucks without Brady. What the hell's happened there?
Or
I'm starting to come to Murray's side of the street. I think the league hates him.
I don't want to give up on that, but go ahead.
So
No,
who's this
look-
Callahan character that got the job in Tennessee, too? Callahan Lumber? Like, who got that job? A Callahan. Did Tennessee ever call Bill? No. They didn't make that call either. There's no interest.
Yeah, the other thing is owners talk too. Like what? You're telling me it's not possible that some of these teams called Robert and said, what was it like? And Robert said, don't even think about it. I mean, you can have him if you want, but he's a colossal pain in the ass. You'll go in to ask him about the weather conditions before the game, and he'll spit his seeds out at you from his salad.
So you think Kraft's sabotaging him across the league?
I don't think he's helping.
It's hard to imagine he'd give him pretty good, give up a good recommendation.
How could he? Again, what they did to that brand collectively, like I'm not leaving Kraft out of this either. What they were at the end of the Brady era, they are now 5 years out of it. 4, right? He left in 2019. The 1 year that, after the Super Bowl, he stayed. They won 12 games. Since that time, Bill Belichick now can't get a job, and they can't get an offensive coordinator to come here. So it seems.
Okay. Well, okay. I think those are I know you're conflating the two. I don't know if they're totally related.
Okay.
I'm just going to hold out hope for fan purposes, talk show purposes, that Belichick has something in the back pocket, and he's scaring these teams off, and he's telling them either don't bother, or if I'm, Atlanta specifically, for me to come here, Arthur, you got to blow out the whole building. I'm $25 million a year guaranteed. I get to hire my full staff. I have personnel control, and take it or leave it. And he's driving a hard bargain. And that's why Atlanta's out. And other teams he told don't even bother. And he's got something in his back pocket. That's what I'm holding out hope for. Because as much as I think he's lost his fastball, and I would be glad that he's not here, he's still a story, and it's still a better league with him in it. To follow that story, whether he sinks or swims, succeeds or fails, that's a good story. I'm looking forward to it. I want that story. So I'm holding out hope.
Well, there's a lot of things I want. I would want that too. No, I'm not being a wise ass.
No,
I mean,
I'd like to be 6'6" and
yeah, okay, well,
All hog.
yeah, exactly.
well, all I'll say is I'd like to be 6'6". So
See what Mazz did there?
Yeah.
So Jeremy Fowler, Murray linked to this story. It's behind the ESPN paywall today. Here's what Jeremy Fowler reported, and I say reported. It was this exchange.
I'm choosing to believe that Jeremy Fowler has bad information.
and you might be right.
But go ahead.
Okay, but he writes, I don't get the sense that Belichick is trying to bulldoze a front office and make it his own. Belichick is capable of working with new people, but as was told to me, he needs certain familiar figures to make the Belichick way tick. That is where key figures such as Josh McDaniels, Joe Judge, and Scott Pioli enter the fray. So the point being, Belichick isn't looking for complete total power, but he does want a couple of strategic placements in the organization, offensive coordinator, defensive, etc.
Murray, are you saying that Bill's fallen so far there's not a place for him in a 32-team National Football League?
Yes. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Old, washed. The game has changed so much. We want new offensive tight pants guys and younger guys that can relate to today's players.
I agree with old and washed. I don't think he's the 33rd best coach walking the planet.
Oh, there's no way he is.
I think he might be the 15th. He might be the 20th.
Did you watch this team this year?
Unfortunately, yes. I did.
They lost 6-0 at home to the Chargers.
But you understand what he is now in the eyes of owners. He's what the diva receiver was to him when the guy was still near the top of his game.
Maybe.
So he looks at a guy like DeAndre Hopkins and says, I'm not going to give him that money. He's not worth it. Even though my team needs him, I'm not going to do it.
I'll say this.
Now he's that guy.
If he ends up without a job, I will concede. Not until that point.
So, again, I'm just telling you what it looks like today. We have a talk show to do today.
I know. And I'm telling you, I'm going to choose to believe the other thing based on nothing other than a hope.
I mean, right now, again, Atlanta wouldn't hire Bill Belichick. Carolina.
Okay, but they also wouldn't hire Mike Vrabel.
True. Mistake.
They also wouldn't hire Jim Harbaugh.
Mr. Vrabel probably has a reputation of being a pain in the ass, too.
I'm just saying. It's
Not a
like
lot of buzz for him out there.
They passed over everybody. Anyone who is viable. I mean,
Right.
I'd rather have Vrabel than Belichick. I'd rather have Harbaugh than Belichick. I'd rather have Belichick than Raheem Morris. But again, I'm not an owner. It's you know who won in this is this Rich McKay guy.
Because he keeps his power.
Yeah, because Bill was going to blow his ass out of there at the first opportunity. And so Rich McKay, Arthur Blank chose Rich McKay over Bill Belichick. That's a blow, I would say.
Again, with Belichick, it's you take everything that comes with him.
Yeah, because that means he'd rather work with a guy that has been his right-hand man since he's owned the team rather than this obstructionist who's going to come in, well, now I run the show. To an owner, I'd be like, you know what? No, I'm good. I don't want to deal with you. By the way, you were lucky you had Brady the whole time.
To an owner, he is now no different than J.C. Jackson, DeAndre Hopkins, one of these guys who has sort of a,
Baggage.
Right, has baggage with him, who's made a crap ton of money. If you can get him for free, you'll do it, but otherwise, no thanks.
But I'm with you. I'll hold up.
Today, right now, I'm saying.
For content's sake, I'll still hold out hope.
There you go. It's a good story.
Oh, I would love it too.
Bill to the Chiefs is a good
Please.
story. I'm not letting go of it till it's not a story.
It's a great story.